Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that. Dog barking. She's the sweetest little thing ever, and I'm looking at her right now. Okay, so I'm going to be using, oh, sorry, this Even Steven foundation from The Balm, which is a full coverage foundation. It says, and I feel like $1,000,000 when I wear this. And I'm going to put this on my face. I know it looks a really weird color. Those of you who have tried to um, either film yourself in transition or you've seen yourself in um, a video camera when you're putting on foundation, it's really funny because it looks so strange. Okay, so I've got this on. I don't have it, as you can see, it's sort of like, there's not a ton of it on there. It is uh, a coverage that I think is really nice, but I'm not doing it probably to its utmost capacity. And I'm going to kind of just smush this Real Techniques, I don't know exactly what they call it, a sponge. Probably there's like copyright issues and I don't want to violate something. But it's a sponge, a sponge, blending sponge, excuse me. And I am just gonna kind of smoosh this onto my face. It also feels really nice. These get really soft, and it's kind of soft, and I've also made it damp, so it's damp. Okay, there's my skin with this foundation on. Forgive me looking in this other side mirror. Oh, I even planned for this. Hold on. I just want to look a little closer up because I don't want it to sort of look that weird thing in my pores. Though this foundation, I think, does a great job. I am wearing the color, I know this is going to be really surprising, light. So there. Ta-da! And now I'm going to be, and this is the kind of the tricky part, and I've been figuring this out. If you've seen any of my other videos, you know that I find concealer really hard to use. I think, again, if you don't move your face, it looks just flawless and exceptional, but I move my face a lot. Like, I make a lot of faces, and so I think that's not ideal in terms of concealer. So I'm using Shape Tape, which is new for me. Tarte's Shape Tape. And this is in the color Fair Neutral, which seems really light to me, but it actually works really well if I go like this. Really lightly now. And I kind of make a little shape in this darkest spot, just like that. Almost like football paint, but not. That's a bad analogy. But right under in the darkest spot in my eyes. But I don't, see, you can see, it's not like in its full darkest capacity here, meaning like its most full coverage. I shouldn't say dark. Okay, and then I blend this in, and I'm going to use my little mirror here so that I can do a good job. I am also not one of those obsessed with making my under eye look, like I said, perfectly flawless. It is different skin down there. I am fair. It is going to look a little lighter than the rest of my skin, and that's going to make whatever is dark under my eyes, little blood vessels or whatever, stand out a little bit. And I don't, there's no sense, I think, completely fussing over it. But I think that looks a lot better. And again, I used the same little sponge to make sure that that kind of blends in. It doesn't look really, really weird or just like a solid block of color. Okay, so I blended that in. And as you can see, I'm very pale. I think the color of my bathroom on video makes that look even more pronounced, which is fine. So I'm going to use now a blush, and this is from, I have a little Laura Geller, ooh, hard to see, a little Laura Geller palette. It's called Glam on the Go, I think. Glam on the Run. It doesn't say, yes, duh. Glam on the Run, it says. And it's just this little tiny cute cardboard box, and it has a highlighter and a blush and 3 shades of eyeshadow for a complete eyeshadow look, and then a gloss. And I think this is pretty good. I think the blush is really pretty. It's got a little iridescent sparkle, and I think it looks really nice. if you see my videos before, which it sounds funny to say, you know, I have pretty prominent cheeks. They stick right out, with or without blush. And I know that people are supposed to put blush in all sorts of different ways to accentuate their face shape, but I'm not sure anything other than kind of this little cheery brightening of color looks super natural on me. If I tried to go like, ooh, these sort of strange, I don't know, downward motions, I just feel like that looks kind of weird. And I just kind of pull it back a little bit where I would normally blush if my face was to be embarrassed and I blushed. And then I'm going to use a little bit of this French vanilla highlighter, and I'm getting it on a brush that looks a little like this. I don't know if this is the right way to do it, but I think it looks pretty. And I'm going to put this a little bit on my cheek and kind of sweep this up. And that way I just look a little like glow, just a bit. This is not sparkly. It's kind of, well, I don't know. It's shiny, I guess. Shiny makes it sound bad, right? But it's not. So you can kind of see that that makes it look pretty awesome. Okay. Now for oh, whoops, I almost forgot. I got this, it's new for me. It's not a new product, I don't think, but this is Milani Illuminating Face Powder. And basically this has kind of these really pretty rose-like shapes that are in a variety of shades that one might put on their face. Sorry if that glinted in your eyes there for a little bit, but I'm just going to generally swirl just a teeny bit on my brush, like I just did that, and then I'm going to sort of put this around over my forehead, just the top of my forehead. As you can see, I have a pretty serious forehead. It is not messing around. It is present and accounted for. And I'm just kind of fluttering this all over my face because it feels nice, and it adds a little bit of life to the foundation, which is pretty mattifying. Okay, so my next step is eyes, and I'm going to use something from Butter London. I just found this palette so cute, and this was the Pantone color of the year a couple of years ago, which was this kind of bright green color. Now, look at that. Whoa, you can't miss that. I am not going to use that bright green color. I'm sure that someone can do something awesome with it, but I just look weird in it. Maybe it's because I have kind of grayish eyes. I don't know. I think it looks very funny on me, though I can imagine if somebody did something, they would look amazing in it. So, but this has all sorts of other really super pretty colors, and I am going to use a couple of them, and they also have pretty names too. And the first color I'm going to use is the color Marble, and it is sort of a neutral, it's more pink than it looks on camera. And I'm going to take this and put this, and I'm not prepping my eyes today. I'm not going to use an eyeshadow primer, which I might otherwise do. I'm not going to today. And I'm just putting this in kind of a little arch here where my eyes fold. See? So you can't super see this if I'm just looking straight at you. But if I close my eyes, you can see it. And this starts to form like a little bit of a base for colors that I'm going to put in that are a little darker than this. So again, I'm making that little C shape. I'm not awesome enough to kind of hold my brush here, which some people do. Maybe I should try that just to add a more awesome look to my tutorial here. Okay, and then I'm going to use the shade that's right above that, and it's called, wait, am I lying? No, that's called, yes, Pashmina, which is a little bit darker. Okay, I'm going to use the same brush. That's just the kind of gal I am. Okay, and I'm going to make this a little bit darker here in the corner. And I'm going to move this up. See my brow bone? I'm going to put this on my brow bone. And that's going to add like a little more dimension and shape. So I'm putting this kind of above where I put that kind of pinkish color Marble. There it goes. And again, this isn't like super dramatic. It's just pretty. That's what I'm going for. Okay, so again, I'm kind of drawing this out a little bit. And then where did that word come from? I am sweeping this a little bit higher than my crease. Who knows if I'm supposed to do this or not, but I think it looks kind of pretty. You can't really see it. Okay, so now I'm going to use a slightly different shaped brush, and I'm going to add this really darkest color over here, and that color is Velour. And I'm just going to put a little teeny bit on a different shaped brush. This is like a little flat brush. And I'm going to put this on my lid. So see how this is before my eyes fold. Okay, and I'm just going to sort of scratch this, like sort of quickly brush that in to my crease, and then a little bit in toward almost the middle of my eye. So when I close my eye, you can see it more. Okay, so again, I'm going to do that here. Sorry, that velour color, which is on the end. It's almost like a purpley burgundy color. And I'm putting that here. Sometimes I put too much, and then I end up sort of going like this. I'm sure I'm supposed to do something different, but that's what I do. Just get a little bit off. I try to make my eyes look the same, but that is not easy. I'm going to also say that. Okay, so I'm going to put a little bit more to match. Also, the lighting is a little bit different from one eye to the other eye. So not only did I do it not super well, but I also have a slightly different lighting, so it exaggerates. Okay, so I'm going to take that fluffy brush I was using before. It's fluffy, but it's not too big. Okay, pat it out with my finger here. All right, so this is starting to look the same and pretty. Okay, now with a different brush altogether, another flat, I'm going to use a flat brush, but one that's longer. This one has a little bit longer. I'm going to use my favorite color in the palette, which is called Taffeta, and I might have to put this on a little bit more with my finger because it's very shimmery, and it's almost two colors together, like a duochrome. It's purple and kind of gold, I think. And I'm going to put this on my inner part of my lid and sort of mix it together with that other color. And now the other side. So you can see a little light coming off that. It's kind of reflective and pretty. So I'm just going to now open up my other little palette and see what I see here, because it's a little bit hard to see. Okay. As I'm sure it is for you too, because my lighting's not great. Okay, I think that looks really pretty. It is a little, it's kind of subtle, but glamorous. So if you're a kind of a gal that doesn't love to wear too much makeup, but it's kind of a nice look, I like that. I think that's really pretty. So now I'm going to put on some mascara, and I just got this Total Temptation, Maybelline's Total Temptation, and I got this, actually, I've been going all black lately, but this is a blackish brown, or the brown black color. And I'm not using an eyelash curler today because I'm not sure exactly how much difference it makes. Sorry, this takes long, and I'm on a super awkward angle here for this. So let me just give a little bit better angle for myself here. There. And to add a little bit more glamour, I'm going to do my lower lashes too. So I'm going to grab, whoops, because I forgot to take it out. I'm going to grab I have this is CoverGirl, and this is something called Clump Crusher, And I think it has a really nice little shape for under eye. So it's small, just like your under eyelashes are small. Though sometimes when I look at mine, I think they might be longer than my top lashes, really. Which is funny. Okay, so putting on my lower lashes, which adds a little extra bit of glamour without being like too intense. See, kind of pretty. All right, and now for my lips, nothing very complicated. This is a color called Dawn, and this is Revlon and gosh, I'm sorry, Ultra HD lipstick. And this has a really kind of natural look, but it's shimmery. I should say natural for me. Everyone has a slightly different skin tone, so, but it looks very close to my lip color, but better. Does anyone else get this? I call it pale lips. So you have a day when your lips look like... There. That's a nice color. And it kind of smells good too. A little fruity, which I like. I like a little scent on my lipsticks. I'm fine if they don't have it, but it's really nice if they do. So there. I might do a little more blush depending, but I think that looks really nice. And you can kind of see my lashes from the side, so they show up a little bit better. So there, that's my look. You can see that the concealer looks pretty good and that I don't really have super dark circles, but I do get that dry. And I did moisturize. I think that's just, you know, moving your face. I don't think makeup can take care of that. You know what I mean? It's just your skin. So there. So there it is. Not super fancy, but a little bit glamorous if you're doing something kind of extra nice. Oh, guys, I forgot. I almost forgot. I've been filling in my eyebrows lately. Oh. This is so exciting. Okay, so I got this. It's a Revlon Color Stay. I got the color Blonde because I have light eyebrows and I was honestly just scared to do a darker color. I'm glad like eyebrows are back in because I've always had pretty... I'm doing this in the reverse, so this is hard. Mirror. Oh my goodness. Okay, there we go. And they used, you know, for like in the 90s, the really thin eyebrows was in, and I never really did that. I never really kind of went that way, but I found as I've gotten older, like my fairly thick eyebrows have gotten a little fair and wispy or something. I don't know. I even found a gray hair in there the other day. Ugh. So there you have it. I filled them in a little bit, and I think that adds a nice, just extra little something. It's not a big deal. It doesn't look super dark. This is nice. I like this blonde color, and it fills in. It's kind of like a little dry stick, like a dry eyeliner. And it just colors the eyebrows a little bit, and then a spoolie, I love that word, to shape them. And there you have it. Nice makeup look.